רפואת רב ניסים אייל בן רחל, רבי ישעיהו יוסף בן זהבי, ויש לו דבורה. עשו להצלחת הודיה, הודיה תואר בת שמחה, ובלנת מלאה לברכה מרבים. And also we're dedicating the Shiur לנשמת הצדקת, חנה, אשה, בת דביה לרבי שליטה. Rabbeinu is saying Yilikutem Moharan, Torah 45. That the person needs to prepare his mouth, to fix his mouth, that he will be able to receive the power of speech. ועל ידי שמכה כף אל כף, and by clapping his hands one to the other, על ידי זה נתהווה הפה. By that he makes the mouth. Now you have a mouth. You clapped your hands, now you have a mouth. So, Rabbeinu was explaining the hands, that the hands are hands of faith. Yadav Emunah. When you bring your faith together, means that the person that got faith, he can find himself falling. That a person that is righteous can find himself falling from his righteousness, from his purity. A person that is Talmid Chacham can find himself that he forgot the halakha. Moshe Rabbeinu nit'alma mimeno halakha. He lost that halakha. He didn't know what to say. What's the psak? Moshe Rabbeinu, you just gave us all of the Torah. You don't know what the halakha about that? How can it be? I forgot. So you need to bring yourself together. You need to bring back the faith. There is no solution for life that will answer all of your situations except of to get yourself used to going and talking to Hashem Yitbarach always. Because if you're going to try to be happy, you can fall to sadness. You're going to try to guard your eyes, you can fail with your eyes. You're going to try to learn Torah, you can fall from Sedarim. There is nothing that you can decide, no, from that I'm not moving, except of the will. To want Hashem Yitbarach, that is a thing that you can want always. No one can, even if they're going to put a gun to your head, going to tell you, now say that you don't believe in Hashem, say that you hate Hashem. No, you can say it with your mouth, but your heart will be straight with Hashem Yitbarach. You're going to say Hashem Yitbarach in your heart, I'm saying it only to save my family's life, my wife's life, my children's life, my life. And I don't mean that at all, and here I'm saying words that it's not my heart. Adrabah, you're going to be rewarded on saying those things. Like I saw a prayer that a rabbi was in the camps, and he had the prayer of eating chametz in Pesach, and to keep by that mitzvah of v'chai b'hem, to stay alive and not to die. And we didn't know matzah. Auschwitz you can find matzah, in Birkenau you can find matzah, in Treblinka you can find matzah. No matzah. Also, few stories, people found matzot, okay, great, but the public, the people, thousands and thousands of people couldn't put their hands on no matzah. So you can sin for Hashem Yitbarach. You do it just for Hashem. So that's the wisdom, to bring your faith together all of the time. I'm telling you, we need to prepare ourselves to life all of the time. We need to build the vessels. We need to prepare ourselves to life, because life is a journey. And if you want to succeed in something, so you need to close your eyes and to decide, I'm walking and I'm going all the way and I couldn't care less. And maybe you think I'm joking, but yesterday I I went to do 6 hours Hitbodedut. And I went and I'm talking to Hashem Yitbarach, and I had my down in my thoughts. Suddenly I lost my hope in a certain point, and I felt a sadness. And I wanted to hear I wanted to see something that I was talking about yesterday in class. So I wanted to check if Yosef uploaded yesterday class. And I saw that he didn't. And I saw that the class that was the last class was the class of yesterday, one day before. So I decided to hear one part of that class. What can I do? My words are inspiring me. I'm gonna lie to you. When I'm broken, I listen to myself, I listen to my inner voice, and it gives me chizuk. You can say I'm crazy, I don't mind, I don't care. I know I'm crazy. And like that it happens to you all of the time. I just answer my question in that shiur. I just open exactly in the point that I was explaining my own situation. And I just answered myself online, Hitbodedut online, we're mitbodedim online. hitbo@emunahchannel.com. And I just answered myself, and then I was so happy. I started to laugh. I'm walking in Aza Street, I'm walking here in Rechavia. I was walking, doing Hitbodedut late at night. I hear all of my students are snoring from their houses, and I'm moving another house, and I hear him also snoring. I say, okay, I'm going. Oh, he's snoring also. It's nice. And then after 20 minutes, half an hour, I fell exactly to the same spot, exactly to the same place. That place that I've been redeemed for 20 minutes ago, and I had a salvation, and I saw Hashem, and I was so happy, and I heard words that inspired me, and it was things that I believe in them. It's my thoughts, and I came back to myself, and after 20 minutes, boom, again, on the same spot, in the same situation, same thoughts failed me again. I looked at myself and I said, okay, so you need to come back to yourself. And I didn't have the power to do that. It was already in the end of my Hitbodedut, and I went back home to sleep. I just went to sleep. It was enough for me for that day. So you see that life are promising you to have thousands of up and downs, and you cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid it. Nothing gonna change it. Because Rabbeinu said, if a person wants to be kosher, if you want to be kosher, you have to go through thousands of up and downs. Thousands of up and downs. Nothing gonna change it. Nothing in the world can change it, because that's the path of to be kosher. You want to be Yosef Tzaddik? Great. Okay, there is a recipe, there is a way. You need to learn Torah with your father until you're going to be 17. You need to try to help your brothers even that you feel like they want to kill you. And then they're going to kill you. They're going to sell you to the Ishmaelim. And then you need to be from the Ishmaelim to the Egyptians. And then you need to work. And then they're going to try to frame you in things that you haven't done. And you're going to be loyal, but anyway you're going to be thrown to the prison. And 12 years you need to be over there in prison, and you need to be happy and not to fall to sad. Okay, you wanted to be Yosef Tzaddik. Oh no, you regret. Okay, so who you want to be? Yaakov Avinu. Great, no problem. So your brother gonna start kicking you and hitting you while you're in the stomach, while you're in the belly of your mother. And then when you're gonna born to the world, all day, every day, he's gonna hit you and gonna harass you and gonna fight with you, insult you, gonna break your spirit. And then in the end, your mother gonna tell you to do a crazy thing, and you're gonna have to run away because you're gonna be afraid for your life. So you need to run for your life, and then you're gonna run. And for 14 years you're gonna be learning Torah in a cave. Okay, great. And after 14 years they're gonna rob you and gonna take everything from you. And then we're gonna go to Lavan, and over there you're gonna work day and night for 14 years, another 14 years. You're gonna suffer. You don't want to be Yaakov. Okay, you won't be Yaakov, don't worry. Who you want to be? Like David HaMelech, like Avraham Avinu. Every one of them brought his story, the Torah told his story to tell you there is a way to achieve it. Not to tell you you cannot do that. To tell you, yes, you can do it. So we're going to say, no, that was Moshe Rabbeinu. No, that was the Sefer Tzaddik. No. Abal Shem Tov HaKadosh, he wasn't smaller or shorter or lower or less important than Moshe Rabbeinu. I promise you. Abal Shem Tov. Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. You're Chassid of Breslev. I'm not. You're Chassid of Breslev. So you as Chassid of Breslev, you believe in Rabbeinu, right? You listen to a rabbi that teach you Likutei Moharan every day. So you're Chassid of Breslev. So you believe that Rabbeinu was great. Okay, so Rabbeinu was great. So Rabbeinu was not Avraham, he was not Yitzchak, he was not Yaakov. So he wasn't part of that legacy, he wasn't from the ancestors, he wasn't Tetana, he wasn't even an Amora. Rabbi Nachman of Breslev is a person that came to the world something, let's say, like 3,000 years after Matan Torah. We're talking about now. He's closer to us than to Moshe Rabbeinu, he's closer to us than to David HaMelech even. He's closer to us even than to Rabbi Akiva. He's closer to us. Baal Shem Tov. Okay, we'll say Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, he was the grandson of a Baal Shem Tov. Okay, so let's talk about a Baal Shem Tov, like I started. He was Israel ben Eliezer and Sarah. He didn't have no connection to righteous people. He was an orphan, 5 years old. He went to the fields, he went to the forest. His father died, his mother died when he was born. His father died when he was 5 years old. And his father told him, listen my son, on his deathbed, he was 100 years old, his father. So also his 5 years with his father was when his father was from 95 till 100. Okay, so it wasn't such an exciting life, yeah? They weren't going to the football. Okay, he had an old father and he spent his life with him, probably helped him as much as he could. 5 years old, his father on his deathbed told him, listen my son, if you want to listen to me, I will tell you now. His father is dying. Don't ask anything from no one. Everything you're gonna need, only ask from Hashem. You should know Hashem Yitbarach is with you and He never gonna leave you alone. You're always gonna be with you. Count only on Hashem. And died. And now you have a 5-year-old kid in the freezing cold of Ukraine 250 years ago looking for life. Okay? And now he's going to keep the will of his father. And he's looking for food, and he's looking for a blanket, and he's looking for a sweater, and he's looking for a hot drink, and he doesn't have anything. But he's stubborn to listen to his father. So he's not asking from no one for anything. And he's just telling Hashem Yitbarach, I'm thirsty Hashem, I'm tired Hashem, I'm cold Hashem. And he's a crazy person that going in the woods, a crazy kid that lost his father, that is an orphan, and he becomes to be a Baal Shem Tov. So he's not a Baal Shem Tov because he's a Baal Shem Tov. He was a Baal Shem Tov because he was who that he was. The holy shoemaker, the Sandlar HaKadosh. He wasn't a shoemaker, a holy shoemaker. He was a simple shoemaker, just he was humble, just he was righteous. We need to understand, all of those people that are achieving high levels, it's not because they were the shoemaker, because he was the builder, because he was the baker. No, because he was the Baal Shem Tov. No, that's nonsense. He was who that he was, and now you're going to hear about him. Now you're going to read about him in books. Now you're going to hear stories, inspiring stories about, because he was a regular Israel that gave his life into Avodat Hashem. And now he's Me'or HaGolah, the light of the exile, illuminating the darkness, and the founder of Chassidut. Tell him, are you the founder of Chassidut? He's going to tell you, no, I'm a person that is working hard. In the day I'm digging mud and earth and we're selling it, me and my wife. And he's praying to Hashem always. He was so innocent. Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich, was he Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich? No, he was a 17 years old Holocaust survivor that lost both of his parents, didn't know how to deal with the sorrow, lost few of his brothers, lost his fiancée, couldn't get married after it in Eretz Israel. He wasn't able to marry. All of his life he lived his life in poverty, lived alone. He didn't have much of expenses. He would give all of his money to charity. All of his money. He would pay more than his rent to his landlord because his landlord had a lot of children. So he gave him more money. I saw that note that the landlord wrote to him, "Thank you very much for the rent. Please don't put more money than the money that you owe me for the next time." He was single. He lived alone in his house. One time he went to for Shabbat meal. He went to eat. He saw a person, a poor person sitting next to him, and he had holes in his shoes. And Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich didn't know what to do with that. That's how he became to be Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich. He couldn't stand the fact that that person is sitting next to him. He doesn't have good shoes as his shoes. So he looked at that person. He's saying to himself, "How I'm gonna give him my shoes without insulting him? What I'm gonna do now to make him happy, giving him my shoes without insulting him, without telling him that he's got holes in his shoes, without giving him charity and to make him poor." So he looked at his shoes and he's telling him, "Hey, you don't know how much time I'm looking for those kind of shoes. I need your shoes. Please give me your shoes. You don't know. I need those shoes." So that poor guy tells him, "Look, they're not so good." He said, "I don't care. For years I'm looking for that brand." He said, "Those are the shoes." And he's "Please take mine. I need your shoes." And he just took his shoes off his feet. That's how he became to be Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich. Not because that he was the son of Rabbi Yechiel Tzvi, the Gaon, from the family, the Teitelbaum family. No. That wasn't part of his life at all. That was history. Yes, my father, he was, yes, I love my father. Yes, I miss my father. Yes, he was holy, my father. Yes. But that person is so poor, so I have to buy chalot for him. And he's going and running and buying chalot. And every eve of Shabbat, he's going and giving chalot. 10 chalot. Every eve of Shabbat, he would go and give it to the poor people. That's what he could afford. And that's what he was doing. That's how he became to be Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich. So now, you want to achieve something in life, you will never going to be a Baal Shem Tov. You will never going to be Rabbi Yehuda Zev Lebovich. You will never going to be the Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. It's not, you need to be who that you are. I will always going to stay Dror Moshe Cassouto, Ben Emanuela, Avraham. That's it. Nothing going to change it. I will never going to be a Baal Shem Tov. Even if I'm going to change my name to Rabbi Israel ben Sarah, I will not going to be a Baal Shem Tov. I will always going to be Dror Moshe ben Emanuela Avraham. They change his name to Israel ben Sarah. It's a fake. It's not it. You can change your name to Nachman, to Natan, to Israel, to whatever. Okay. If they called you Ashmedai, I understand why you change your name. Okay, you're not allowed. They called you Bil'am. They called you names that are not allowed by the rules of the Torah to call you. Okay. So you change your name. No problem. Go change your name. But don't think to yourself that now if you called your son Nachman, so he gonna be Nachman of Breslev. Your name is your actions. What really were you doing with the powers that Hashem Yitbarach gave you? What really you were doing with the money that Hashem gave you? What really you were doing with the wisdom that Hashem gave you? Where were you when we were suffering? Where were you when we were learning at night? Where were you when we were sad and upset? Where were you when we needed you? When were you? Where have you been? Were you there when we asked you to help? Were you there when we needed to carry the table? Were you there when we looked how to pay the bill? Were you there when we were struggling to make it to Uman? Were you there when we needed the ride to the mikveh? Were you there in those moments? If you were there, you were there. And that's it. And your name is there. You gave a needle to the Mishkan, you're there, you're inside. Your name is in the Mishkan. But you had millions of plans to help and support. You weren't there, Akhi. You weren't there. You weren't there. But you're gonna. And you're... Okay, I hear you. Hashem's got patience, I got patience. But we're moving on without you for now. Just for you to know. We're expanding and we're growing and you're not there. This is my sorrow for a lot of students that are losing, and they're losing their own lives there because they have imagination, like they have something in their hands. And okay, I'm not going to rebuke them. If they're going to ask me, for sure I'm not going to lie to them. Look what Rabbeinu is saying. Rabbeinu is saying in Torah Samech Bet, in the second part of Likutei Moharan, Ve'el Shaddai iten lachem rachamim. First of all, just to understand what it means, Ve'el Shaddai iten lachem rachamim. Shaddai is She'amar le'olamot dai. That's one of the names of Hashem Yitbarach that is revealing to us the fact that Hashem Yitbarach is limiting the creation. She'amar le'olamot dai, that He said, enough, that's it. When Hashem created the world, so He brought down light of kindness down to the world, and the world was growing and expanding. And then Hashem said, enough, die. And if Hashem wouldn't say the word die, means enough in Lashon HaKodesh, in Hebrew, so the fruits would become to be something more developed. The animals would get wiser and nicer and sweeter and cuter, and their fare would be more amazing, and it would develop more. The ground would bring more than trees with fruits, it would make something else out of it. You would have a crown on every head, you would have diamonds on every crown, you would have sparks of light coming out from every diamond that is, today it's not sparking really, but it would spark. The gold is not really shining, but it would shine. But it would come out more. The beauty would come out. So Hashem, He knew, stop, that's enough. That's exactly enough to develop that people will be able to enjoy. And now Rabbeinu is saying, the verse, V'kel Shaddai iten lachem rachamim. The one that said, enough, He will give you mercy. He will break that code. He will break those limitations. That's the real mercy. If a person in his nature is just to give and to give, it's not a big deal. You have, like we said yesterday, we spoke about, you have $1 billion. Okay, and now you give $100,000 to charity. It's nice. It's good. It's not a big deal for you. Because you can waste $100,000 on your flights, on your new computer, on your sofa. It's not for you. $100,000 is not money. It's not really something that is bothering you. Even that for us, 100,000, wow, it's a huge amount. Wow, he gave so much. No, it's not much for him. It's really not much for you. Admit it, that it's not much for you. You can waste it in the casino if you want. You know it. You remember it. So, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving to us, we need to understand that if it would come just from Him, so it wouldn't be such a big deal. Okay, that was the situation before the creation of the world. Everything was good. We were holy souls. We were in a holy place. We were in heaven. Everything was beautiful in spiritual heaven, not heaven of this creation. We were just in infinity. Everything was good. But it wasn't worth it. It wasn't, and it didn't have no importance. It was okay. Life is good. You know what's going on? Life is good. Everything is good. I have money. Everything is good. When you are inside a world that is blocking the light of Hashem, that Hashem already said enough, and now you have only this, and you have only that, and that's your house, and that's your family, and that's your brain, and that's your health, and that's your situation, that's all of your constrictions, this is you, and now suddenly you receive more than that. Your wife, she's smiling. Your house is growing, you bought another house, your children are getting married with good shidduchim. Now you go out from your borders, you're happy. You say, wow, we're growing, we're expanding. You can feel the development, you can feel the change, you can enjoy from it. Before of that, if you just like a fish swim in the river, you don't enjoy the river. It's just, okay, that's life, swimming, moving. He doesn't feel the change. For you, when you go, you travel, you go to Tzfat, you go to wherever you go, to Canada, to Niagara Falls, you go, you see, you get something from it. Why? Because it's so different. Because of the change. People will come to Jerusalem, to the same neighborhood that you live in, and you're used to it. For you, it's okay. It's the street. That's where the Emunah Center is. For them, wow, the streets, the stones, it's talking, the creation. I can feel the Bible. I can feel the Torah. You can breathe the wisdom in the air. Hey, you're a tourist, right? It's your first time, right? That's the secret. That's the secret of what that goes on here in the creation. That the light, that the rachamim, the mercy, comes out from the limitations, from the constrictions, from the tzimtzumim. So this is why we need to understand the secret of creation is that it's going to happen like that. That's the will of Hashem Yitbarach. And what's the main rachmanut? What's the main mercy? That Hashem Yitbarach will give the mercy to us. V'kel Shaddai yiten lachem rachamim. That Hashem Yitbarach will give the mercy in your hands, to your hands. That you're going to lead the mercy of Hashem Yitbarach. Because Hashem Yitbarach can reveal His mercy, and we're not going to understand His mercy. Because sometimes to be sick, it's mercy of Hashem Yitbarach, because it atones, because it helps you to be humble, to learn, to do tshuva, to get closer to Hashem Yitbarach, to understand that you're a zero. And it's all mercy of Hashem Yitbarach, but we cannot understand that language. And we need to say to Hashem Yitbarach, Hashem, we can't understand your mercy. We need you to give your mercy into our hands. That we're gonna decide how you're gonna mercy. How you're gonna help us. Sheiten v'imsor biyadenu et harachmanut. That you're gonna give and gonna hand the merciness into our hands. Ki en anu mevinim harachmanut shelo, because we cannot understand your mercy. Can we understand the mercy of a car accident? Can we understand the mercy of losing money? I'm talking about tiny issues. Can we understand the mercy of flat tire in the middle of the night and on your way back to your house, and you now stuck another 1 hour and a half, breaking your hands, filthing your new shirt? Oh, can we understand it? Tiny problems, tiny leaking in from the faucet. Small, can we understand it? I have a meeting. I can't understand it. And also we cannot accept it. וגם אין אנו, רבנו לשון, רבנו is saying, וגם אין אנו יכולים לקבל אותו הרחמנות שלו, and we cannot accept it. That's it, we just cannot accept it. We cannot, means we're not supposed to. רק just we need to demand, we need to say to Hashem Yitbarach, ייתן בידינו את הרחמנות, give us your mercy. שאנחנו בעצמנו נרחם עלינו, that we're going to have mercy on ourselves. That we're going to redeem ourselves, that we're going to pray on the sick, that they're going to be healthy, and that's it, and that they're going to be healthy. That we're going to pray on the homeless, they'll have houses, and that they're going to have houses, and that's it, and finish the story. That's what we need. Because we cannot accept any other solution. ואצלנו, and for us, the mercy is simple. To be healthy from that sickness, and on. That's what we need. So, again, I'm telling you, Borei Olam is writing those verses. It's not my chidushim. Just every person, he's got his path. One person gonna wake up from mitzvah tzitzit. One person gonna wake up from Shabbat. One person gonna wake up from Melave Malka. One person gonna wake up from kosher and healthy food. Everyone is waking up from his point in Avodat Hashem. I have my point. That's my point. My point is that I know that I'm under zero. I know it. I know that for me to wake up in tshuva, it's only Rachmanut of Hashem. It's only mercy of Hashem. I know I don't have no one to count on except of Hashem. I know I don't have no one to hope from Him for help for salvation except of Hashem. I know it. I see it. I see. How many times I tried to come to people and to ask for help. No one is able to help me. No one. No one is able to help me. No one is able to supply me what that I need. No one in the world. But when I came to Hashem, and I remember that, because I'm reminding myself that when I came to Hashem Yitbarach, and when we were homeless, we didn't have a house. We were homeless. Okay, we were not wearing rags and walking with the supermarket carrot in the street, but wagon in the street, but cart. But we didn't have a house, and we went to sleep in our parents' house. It calls homeless. We didn't have our own house. We couldn't stay in our parents' house. We went and we took a place in a cheap hotel in the center of the city. My wife and I and 3 children. We were sleeping in a hotel. For 3 months we were sleeping in a hotel, maybe 2 months and a half. We were sleeping in a hotel in the center of Jerusalem. We didn't have a place to stay. And my wife would stay alone in a tiny room with 3 children, and all of our things were in storage. I don't know if you can call it that you have a house. That's how we lived. And every night I would go. What was I doing? 11 hours of Hitbodedut and another 6 hours of Hitbodedut. Because Ima, mother, can you help me? No, I'm sorry, I don't have how to help you. Okay, I understand. Abba, father, can you help me? No, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Okay, yes, I can help you. What? Yes, go to work, maybe move to this apartment, live in Gilo, live in that neighborhood. One day they came, they offered to us 5 bedrooms in Gilo, above the park, secular neighborhood, over there in the park. A new apartment available. My father, a friend of him, told him, yeah, you can take that. I told him, no. I know that if I'm going to take that house, I'm going down. We wanted to live in a religious area. We wanted to live over there, close to the yeshiva that we were learning over. I was learning over there in the yeshiva. It was important for us back then, in those days, to live over there, to be close to our Rav. And we sacrificed ourselves for that. We really sacrificed our lives for that. And we gave it all, and we risked our children, we risked our lives, we risked everything that we had, our relationship with our parents. So they couldn't help us, no one could help us, even the Rav couldn't help us. A Rav would tell me, go to pray, go to do Hitbodedut, and I went. So I listened to him, and that's how he helped me. That he helped me to find my connection to Hashem Yitbarach. And I found it. Because after it, I bought a house. Literally, I bought a house. You can't believe it because I look like $1 million, so you always think that I have $1 million in my pocket. I understand it. But I was broke. I was broke. After we went out from the hotel, I was paying them in checks to cover for how much that it cost. I didn't have the money to pay for the hotel. I gave them checks for 2 months and a half that I was there. They would give us food for free from the kitchen. The kids were so sweet, so they would give them ma'adanim. How you say ma'adanim? Sweets. Like milky and puddings. They liked us. We were cute. So after it, I bought a house. Can you understand that I bought a house? 100 meters of a house I bought in Bet Israel. I bought that house. And it was a house that when my wife looked at that house, she said, we cannot afford it, but if we would have the money, I would say yes on that house. I told her, that's it. So we're going to buy that house. We didn't have the money. I'm not kidding. And I told her, we're going to buy that house. I promise you. We went to the roof. We were looking. You could see the view of the old city. She said, yes, that's the house. I would love that house. But we don't have the money. I told her, money is not the issue. We're going to buy this house. And I went to Rav Shalom and I told him, Rav, even if I'm stretching myself, I don't know how, taking from everyone that can give me something, I will take. And let's say they're going to allow me to take a mortgage. I'm not working, I don't have no papers, nothing. I don't have money to start with. Let's say that you're going to have miracles and the bank will allow us to take the biggest mortgage, the maximum. I lack of $50,000 for that house. You understand that amount? 200,000 shekels back in those days? More. You can't find it in the streets. You can't find it in the streets. When you don't have faith, you cannot find 200,000 shekels. You cannot. But when you have faith, you can. You can. Few days ago, I'm doing Hitbodedut and I'm praying on a building. I'm doing 6 hours Hitbodedut. I'm telling you the truth. 6 hours Hitbodedut. Again, yes, I have this issue. Everyone got his scratch. And I'm going and I'm doing 6 hours Hitbodedut and I'm talking only building to the Emunah Center, a building to the Emunah Center, a building, Binyan Shalem, and I'm praying and asking. And I'm saying to myself, Metoraf, you're lunatic, you never pray for yourself. Stop praying for Am Yisrael, pray for yourself, you also have your needs. And I'm saying, okay, it's going to be okay. Please, Borei Olam, I'm going to be okay. And I keep on praying for Am Yisrael, for Am Yisrael, for Am Yisrael. And I meet my friend Baruch. And I'm telling you, literally 1 minute before I met Baruch, I'm talking to Hashem Yitbarach and I'm telling him, listen, why should I tell you all of the time how to give me my salvation? You're the creator. You can bring his salvation down to the world, that's going to be a miracle. You don't, if let's say the building that I want to buy gonna cost me $6 million. Okay, that's the building that I want. I need $6 million now to buy that building. Okay, so I don't need to tell you, Hashem, please make someone give me $6 million. No, Hashem, make some drug dealer forget his bag with $6 million and I'm gonna find it. I don't need to. I don't need to tell you, Hashem, that landlord going to give me the key. I don't need to tell you anything. I need to tell you I need a building. That's what I need to tell you. I need a building and you can give me that building. And I don't need, because you're the creator. And after I finished that part of my Hitbodedut, I just came to that sentence. That was my last sentence. And I meet Baruch. And Baruch, Tamim. Simple. Open his mouth and telling me a story. What's the story? A friend of mine, that's what Baruch is telling me, a friend of mine was in Uman and and his friends are sitting and talking and they're saying, hey, you know what? Let's make a meal, let's make a Suda, mitzvah, let's be happy, let's make barbecue, let's buy wine, let's make an honorable, fancy Suda meal for Rabbeinu, for the honor of Rabbeinu. And everyone is saying, yes, let's do it. And then they're saying, okay, so where's the meat? And they say, okay, so we lack of $600. That's what we need. Everything gonna come up to $600. No one's got money. So they said to one of the people that was probably from the organizing of that fantasy to go and to tell Rabbeinu. They told him, go tell Rabbeinu. So he went. So he went to the Tziyun, he went to the grave of Rabbeinu, and he's standing over there, and forgive me if I'm missing some of the details, and he's over there in the Tziyun of Rabbeinu, and he's saying, please Rabbeinu, for you, to do Suda, for you, we need $600, please help us. Suddenly a person comes to him and tells him, hey, that's yours? And he's looking down, there is an envelope. So he didn't know what to answer, and that person tells him, it's yours, it's for you. And he's taking the envelope, and it's written on the envelope, for you. And he's opening the envelope, and there is $600 inside the envelope. And that friend of Baruch told him, and I was eating from those steaks, I was in that meal, I was in that Suda. I was there. And I'm looking at Baruch and I see Hashem. Because I just finished saying that to Hashem Yitbarach, that he can give me a building just like that. And I don't need to explain him how to give me the $6 million that I So when you see that your prayers are being answered, you don't need to doubt Hashem Yitbarach anymore. Even if you didn't came back to your house with a key to the new building. You know that Hashem Yitbarach is with you, everything is good. Relax. You have that building. It's your building. It's under your name already. It's already written under your name. You don't need to worry about it. You want to pray more? Pray on your sanity. Pray on your faith. Pray to hold on. Pray to be happy. Pray that Hashem Yitbarach is going to give you the wisdom, the understanding how to cross the distance until you're going to receive the key. But know for sure you have that key. Because Hashem Yitbarach was with you in that Hitbodedut. You don't need to pray for it anymore. That's it. You can go, lech echol b'simcha lachmecha, go eat your bread, be happy, be relaxed, be calm. Tell you another story in another time. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch.